Hello from Netherlands, at least when you're talking about this black metal album of today. This is Doodswens with an album called Lichtvrees. Doodswens, according to Metal Archives anyway, means Death Wish, and that is a kind of a fitting name for a duo by these Dutch, I would like to say kids. Now, they are young, but they are not kids anymore, but two young ladies from the Netherlands doing black metal. Mind you, their debut demo back in 2019 was actually a good one. That showed quite a lot of promise, but that kind of proves why there is a saying, the first demo is the best. Why so? I am saying this because Lichtvrees, Fear of Light, I think, is very much weaker than the demo in 2019. This 36 minutes of an album, like I tried to show, has no booklet, no lyrics whatsoever. Very simple digipack. The CD is still in my CD player in case you're wondering. Nothing to show there actually. So very little information is present, no lyrics whatsoever. Can't really comment the contents in that respect. But what I can say is the music is a little bit challenging. Because it kind of is a little bit nodding towards post-black. It's a little bit playing experimental black metal, and it features parts like the second track on Platsbaden, which is basically 2 minutes of Dutch spoken without a single riff, and makes me wonder why the heck it is there. I mean, most people won't even understand what's being said, so if it's cool, it's wasted on people, and it's basically just annoying, because the first track is not like mind-blowing, what it's used to be, kind of like make the big impression with the first track. Boom! And then start delivering more blows in kind of a crown and pound, and by the time you're finished with a good album, you're like, whew, breaking sweat. But this album sounds like, okay, the first song is pretty okay black metal track. And then you're like, what the hell is going on? Why I have to speak this Dutch person talking something about something which doesn't really interest me or get my attention, except it's just annoying and breaking the mood here. Then comes the third track, and from that onward, it's pretty much kind of a basic thing. Now, there are faster parts which are not exactly very intense. It's more like the kind of a lazy fast tempo, if you know what I mean. There are no intensity like, wow, this is Marduk. Or there is no very technical playing, which is like, okay, you're not the fastest band, but at least you have a little bit interesting thing going on. It's more like, like, okay, yeah, the basics of a high school band. When it kind of slows down to a mid-tempo section, it gets a little bit more interesting, maybe because there are not that much things hidden behind the gimmick known as speed. So I think the kind of better riffs are actually when there is more mid-tempo stuff. But even those ideas don't fly that far. It's more like this kind of a chicken flight thing, if you catch my metaphor. You don't really know that chickens can't really fly. But they try to hop it so hard and flap their wings and like, okay, yeah, we're gonna fly. But you're not some fighter jet. You take those leaps, fly a little bit, and then go back to ground. And that's the problem of the album. It never kind of gets that speed, that momentum, that intensity. It's like, yes, now we're gonna kill somebody. It's more like, you know, keeping these wrist flaps all over the face, and you're like, are you gonna punch? And by the time you get the answer, the CD has reached its end, and nothing phenomenal never happened. Now, the vocals are good. They are raspy and they are powerful, and something that I can really enjoy. The production overall, pretty solid. Not great, but yeah, can't really bitch about it. But the songwriting is the main problem, and it feels like it's between mediocrity and some decent ones. So it's more like on the verge of being just mediocrity and sometimes a little bit better. Overall, I would say this is roughly 6 out of 10. Not exactly mediocre and no way bad album, but kind of boring. There are no moments when I'm like, yes, this is gonna get drilled into my brain because it's so good. There are no riffs which I enjoy fully. There are no moments which I like, hey, I want to talk about this to my friends because it's so goddamn great. Actually, the only thing I really remember of this album is the second track, and because it's kind of annoying. So that should tell you why this album is not exactly successful, at least in my opinion. Like I said, the band was a lot better with their 2019 demo, and I was kind of hoping they would be doing a good successor to that, maybe even improving a little bit. But instead of improving, it was more like 2 steps backward and a little bit sideways. And then you're like, okay, you are a different band now, but not for a good reason. That's at least what I think about it. I hope these ladies will fix their course and start, improving. There's some post-metal ideas which are not bad, but if you're trying to go 2 different ways at the same time, it's gonna fail. And that's what is happening with this album. So once again, not a bad album, but kind of a mediocre plus, if you will. So a little bit better than just mediocrity, but too much mediocrity to be actually called good. If that makes sense, yeah, now you know what I think about it. And the reason why I don't play any music on the background is that this is going to be released 3rd of December, so a couple of days before I'm doing this video, and at least I couldn't see any songs related to this one on the Bandcamp. Maybe I didn't see them, maybe they are not right there, but you can really listen to it by the time this video comes out, because then there are songs. So go ahead and give it a chance, give it a fair chance to like this band or this album, and there you have it. Now, I have said all that I have to say, so good luck liking the band, and see you soon with more reviews coming your way.